Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody?
Here we are again. It is Sunday. Man, I'm counting down, Doss, until we are back in church live in person.
I can't wait. Jamie Wayman, what's up, brother? Cannot wait. I was talking to someone just a few moments ago about it.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor Hanlon.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, so we are one Sunday away from being back in church together in person, and that is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I love seeing everybody piling. It's my favorite part of hanging out before church. Everybody piling in here. Sanchez and Patrick, Karen, Jeremy, Ashley, Jenny, Lindsay. Lots of our friends in here. Mark Browning, what's up, Mark? A lot of fun. Yeah, so we're one more Sunday online next Sunday, Labor Day weekend.
Right.
And I know everybody's going to be hanging out for Labor Day and doing all the good fun stuff. So, Doss, I say one more weekend, get it out of your system of sleeping late, sitting up late on Saturday night.
That's right.
Sunday, September the 13th, it is back on.
Yep. No more missing Sundays from after Labor Day. So get a good one out.
Yeah. So I said it a few weeks ago, kind of an abnormal for us in this season has been sitting up on Saturday nights. Typically, we're in bed early, and so we've even been out like shopping and walking around on Saturday night and be like, this is what people do, normal people.
I'm still, we're just old, but we still really haven't gotten used to that. We're still kind of in by pretty early on Saturdays. We've just never really gotten out of that routine a whole lot. So that's a good thing.
We've broken schedule. We are Saturday night people now. I mean, we're gonna have to reprogram ourselves. But it's still last night. Jen made the comments. She said it feels so weird. She's like, this is Saturday. We were at her family's, and just still the thought of not getting up together and going to church on Sunday morning, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. We did. My wife's there. We did eat at a restaurant last night with our family. I think for the first time, just with our family, since all of this began, and it was different eating in a mostly empty restaurant, and you have to wait. There's like a 40-minute wait with 200 tables open, but you can't use them. So
yeah, well,
I see you got stuck under a bike this morning. That's always exciting. That's an adventure.
Yes, we've got some guys who were out riding bicycles early on Sunday before church. I'm glad you guys are safe, taking care of yourselves. Hey, Doss, as we talk about return on Sunday, September the 13th, we've made some adjustments to our return on Sunday. We're kind of reorganizing some times and things to accommodate people a little better. We recognize that there's still a lot of people that are ready to stay online just because of this season. Sure. And so as we return, there's a couple of cool things. Number one is that we will return with full kids ministry.
Yes, I am pumped about that.
Our team is ready for that. So Doss, give us a little rundown about what to expect coming in with kids ministry, and we're going to take some special precautions, of course, making sure everything's clean and well prepared. Tell everybody a little bit about what to expect. So everybody that's watching with kids, because we've had a lot of people with kids that said not coming until Cultivate Kids is open.
Well, we are open, so we can't wait to see you back. So we're going to open up with a full gauntlet of kids ministry, 0 all the way up to elementary age. We're taking special precautions. We're cleaning everything. Obviously, we've said this a million times, but we've already had high standards on how we clean and how we sanitize every week in our kids ministry, even pre-COVID. But now we're doing that. We've taken it even extra. For example, there are resources that we use in every classroom every week, toys for kids to play with at their age level, small group materials, activities that they participate in. And depending on what worship time your child will participate in, they will only interact with that worship time's resources. So if you're in a preschool room and there are toys that your child is going to play with, they will only play with no other kids will play with those toys. They're going to be boxed individually in between every experience, and they'll be re-cleaned and re-sanitized every week. So each individual experience will only use those resources. So that's an extra precaution that we've taken to make sure everything is always clean and sanitized. All of our worship, all of our team, all of our kids ministry teams, you're going to notice that they're all going to be wearing masks every worship experience. They're all going to be, sanitizer is going to be more than enough laid out at every worship experience. We're going to social distance to the best of our ability every worship experience so that the kids can participate, get in community in small groups on a Sunday. My kids have missed it so much. They cannot wait to get back. So you're going to notice all of those precautions that that are in place every single week at both campuses at every worship experience. So you can just rest easy that they're in a fun, safe environment where they can receive the gospel and Jesus at their age level. So
yeah,
excited about
that. That's a good thing to notate that we're making preparations there, making sure that that area is safe. One thing for parents to know is that if you're still uncomfortable with your kids being in kids' church, they can still attend the worship experience with you. So we're still going to have family style worship as an option as well. Another thing people ask is, do I have to wear a mask to church? We've got our kids ministry doing that. No, masks are optional. Look, we respect and reserve the right for everybody to worship as they feel comfortable. But since, as we did from the beginning, we're just asking people just to be respectful and mindful of your neighbor. Look, if you see somebody that's got a mask on and you don't have a mask and that kind of, we're going to do the 6 foot distance stuff. Let's just make sure we're just mindful. We want to keep everybody healthy. If we're not healthy, we can't have church. So
that's right.
Let's keep everybody healthy. I love this morning, Wanda. The Nicholas family is in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
Watching the family down there. That's so cool. Thank y'all for taking time, even visiting with family, to tune this morning. And then I see that we have Lily from Juarez, Mexico.
What's up, Lily?
Good morning. Thank you for taking time to tune in with us. We're glad that you are part of our church online today. And then Randy Dykes in Fort McClellan. Thanks for tuning in this morning, getting everybody settled in there. That's awesome. Getting Jen ready for military service, which I know is exciting for her, and Randy's sad for you. But I'm glad that you're part of this morning. Hey, Doss, another thing that we did just in preparation for our Sundays coming back, we made some time adjustments.
Yeah,
we're going to be talking about over the next couple of weeks, but I think we can go ahead and begin the preparations to get everybody's mind wrapped around it this morning. For this season, due to COVID, we've tried all different things coming back in Columbiana, and now we're going to make some adjustments in Alabaster. Tell everybody about our time adjustments to be prepared to come back on September the 13th.
So in Columbiana, you're really not going to see an adjustment, 9 and 10:15, but in Alabaster, we're going back to that same schedule. So it will be the same times. We're not doing 3 worship times in Alabaster. We're going to be doing 2. So 9 o'clock and 10:15 at both campuses going back. And as we see the need to increase or to add that third back in Alabaster, we'll definitely be doing that. But this is really in an effort to make sure that we are, that we're honoring our teams, that we're honoring those that are serving, and that we're making sure that we're at our best at every worship experience. So you'll notice that those 2 times are. So if you are typically an 11:30 attender, you're going to want to choose a different time. So make sure that you notice that. We're going to be plastering that all over social media, because here's the reality. We will communicate it very well, and somebody will still not get the memo, and somebody's going to show up at 11:30 when we're already finished with church for the day. So
well, and somebody asked a great question about this concerning the time change. They said, well, if we minimize the amount of opportunities to worship, doesn't that mean more people will be in the room at one time? Won't it be overcrowded? But here's what we've learned from across the nation. the return rate to church at best in most locations is about 30%. We are seeing it return rate as low as 10%. One of our network churches that we have relationship with went from 850 pre-COVID. They're averaging 85 people right now. They've had a 10% return rate. And so what that means is that the return rate being lower, that's our serve teams, that's everybody. So in order to facilitate to the best of our ability, make it the best experience it can be, it makes more sense to bring everybody to 2 different worship times. So with that being said, we're still observing the distancing in our seats and all those kinds of things, Dolph, that we were doing before.
Yep.
And as we see that there is a need to bump back to that 11:30, that sure, we're going to do that. 100%. As a matter of fact, we were pretty close to adding an 11:30 in Columbiana before COVID. So we did add an extra third coming back from COVID for space distancing because of that, and it was not needed. So we quickly eliminated that third worship experience together. Right. But here's the other thing, Doss, that we talk about a lot for people, is that our number one priority is on the experience of people who do not attend church.
That's correct.
For that person that walks in for the very first time. And I don't know about you, but it is awkward to come into an atmosphere where there are few people, especially when I do not know those few people.
I don't know anyone. That's right.
So we want to bring everybody together as much as we can. It affects our atmosphere. People know, hey, look, if you go to a movie theater and it's full of people, you laugh at stuff you never laughed at before and you've seen the movie. You know what I'm saying? It's just because of the atmosphere. You watch it with a group of people and it changes that atmosphere. So we want to provide the very best atmosphere that we can for people coming in to worship at Cultivate Church. And so many of you may be watching right now. I've been surprised every week at the number of you who are watching who are new to Cultivate. You found us online. You're getting ready to come and worship with us for the first time. So we would love to have you guys come and to be a part. We want to just go ahead and welcome you. Take the pressure off your shoulders. It's a fun place to be. It's an easy place to come and to worship and to meet Jesus. So we can't wait to see you guys for the first time on September 13th as well. Patrick, that's a great question. The reason that we have chosen 9 and 10:15, Patrick, I'm a late morning guy too. I like 11:30. One of the main reasons is typically 9 and 10:15 are the prime time experiences. So if 10:15 and 11:30 can kind of flip flop and play off of each other, we can typically tell if it's football season. 11:30 is real popular. Summertime, people sleep late. 11:30 becomes real popular. But in general, most of the time, 9 and 10:15 are the most 2 popular worship times that we have.
Yeah, it just gives you a good medium between early risers who want to come early and those that are, would rather come at later. So that 10 really from that 10:15 all the way to that 11:30, typically speaking, if all you had was one time that you could do it, that is the best possible time to choose because it's just a happy medium. They call it the honey spot. So in church world, that's just the best. That's the sweet spot of times. Yep. So we're trying to balance it out and meet everyone where they are, and that's just a good opportunity to do that.
Which is essentially why we do 9 and 10:15 in Columbiana. Even starting out, we start out with those prime times and then add in. One thing that we do, Doss, that we get a lot of kind of strange looks from other churches is when people hear that we have a 15-minute turnaround between worship times. Most people have at least 30 minutes. I do know some that have even up to an hour. Sure. And they say, how in the world do you guys turn it around in 15 minutes? But again, the reason is prime time. We tried to stay as close to that 12 o'clock hour as possible when we added our third worship time. So from 11:30 to 12:30, we kind of stayed in that pocket of the sweet spots. So we work real hard to make that a possibility for people, all for the convenience of people, because if it's convenient, and I know I hear some people say, well, serving God's not convenient and we're all convenienced. And I get that. For us who are sold out believers, that affects us. But for people who aren't sold out to Jesus, we all do things out of convenience. We'll stop at a certain gas station because it's on our side of the road versus going across the street. I mean, so if we're going to reach people and let them know about Jesus, we do things that are going to be convenient
100%.
to reach those people. So I think that's awesome. So that's good. Amber Adams, I love that you've got some friends coming to Columbiana when we open back up, attending for the very first time.
It's so cool because literally, I don't know of a week that has gone by, at least in the last 8 or 9 weeks, that we haven't gotten at least an email or a message from someone, multiple times in the week, of people that we have never met, that we never know, saying we cannot wait to try it. Please tell us when you're opening again. We can't wait to come to church and experience it in person. So it really has been cool to see the impact that even our church has made. And most of that is somebody in our church knows. One of you know them, and they've seen your life. Your life has impacted them, and they see the church that you're a part of, and it's really making a difference. So thank you for living your life on purpose. Thank you for making a difference in people's lives, that it is attractive to them, and that's the God in you. And it isn't you, it isn't us. There's nothing good in us. It's Jesus, and it's drawing people to Him in spite of this pandemic that we've been in. So.
Well, and the great thing, hey, look, we put a lot of emphasis on making an environment where people that you go to the length to invite and to bring and to convince them to come, which is not always easy. We put a lot of emphasis on creating an environment where those people are welcomed and at home and get to experience the presence of God, because that's the big idea. When people ask about our church and say, well, what's kind of different about you guys? What do you think is different? And our thought is really, it is about people. And it doesn't matter about people's condition, where they've been, the money they make or do not make, or the car they drive or do not drive, any of those things. It literally is, every person matters.
100%.
And nobody is a face in the crowd. So we want people to feel valued. We want them to find we want them to fall and have a passion for God, and then have a passion for other people and to serve and give their life away, and a passion for their purpose to be able to find what it is that makes a difference. So thank you guys for bring people in and let them know it's a safe place to come. Many people are wanting to return to church because of all the stuff in the world that's going on. And this is a great time to redirect our priorities and realign some things. So,
and I don't think that there is a better, obviously, we talk about having a life-giving environment that's man, we have all experienced well more than enough of our share of the opposite of that. And it's just exhausting. Yeah. And I just think there's no better highlight of the local church than a life-giving environment that's attractive and boosting to people. That's Jesus. He's all, and I just think it's been highlighted in this season. It's easy to take it for granted when that's all year around, that's all you see. But man, it is so easily highlighted when you're around someone that's life-giving, when you're in an environment that's life-giving, and I just think people are desperate. I'm desperate for it. I know we're all desperate for that life-giving environment. So.
Yep. Well, we've got, we've got a good opportunity here to be the light of Jesus in a lot of darkness right now. And that makes all the world of difference. So we're excited to get back. With that being said, Doss, you were able to meet this week at a prior meeting, so I didn't make it, but you and Patrick Young were able to meet with our contractor this week, and for the new Alabaster facility. We've got a few minutes left. Give everybody an update just on some of it's been a fun week. I mean, it's been exciting that we have some forward movement on the building. You guys may have all noticed that Crunch hung a big banner on the outside of the building, says coming soon, which is really cool. It's exciting to see some movement there. We have a banner that should be in this week. So we'll be joining the outside of the facility with a big Cultivate Church banner. So when you start going by, you'll start seeing Cultivate Green out there on the building, and that's going to be exciting. And so, Doss, you got some you and Patrick got some things organized and moving forward this week. Give us an update.
Yeah, so we met. We walked through the facility and determined where the power is going to enter in, how much power we actually need for the facility. We went ahead and scheduled out. We're talking through electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, how much air conditioning we're going to need in the space, where all that's going to need to be located. We went ahead and forwarded on preliminary drawings. So those are getting worked out, and we're working on getting the actual architectural stamp and approval on those. So quickly, we ought to be seeing some within the next few weeks. We'll actually have something to show people, renderings, drawings, what that's going to look like. You're about to start seeing a fence go up around that property, demo begin to take place, demising wall going in because we're subdividing that space with Crunch Fitness. And once that demising wall goes up, we will be full steam ahead. And in the past, we've renovated 2 facilities here at our church between both campuses. And we know that in that season, it gets hectic. We're working around the clock, 24/7, always something going on. And it's exhausting, but man, it's fun and it's exciting to just see something, nothing becomes something. And I'm just pumped about having that facility that's going to be a tool to serve our cities, to reach out to our communities. So I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome. I saw Jim and Linda Lawley on here. Good to see you guys. We miss you guys so much. So kind of here's what we're waiting on, Doss. Everything in these building process, it's all a hurry up and wait. I mean, we all have been on this journey together, those of you who are part of Cultivate. And so right now we are still waiting on Crunch Fitness. There are basically 2 things that they have to have done before we can move forward. Number one is they have to finalize all their architectural drawings. They do have online, they've got their view, their 3D models and all those, but those are not based on blueprints.
That's right.
It's just based on vision of the space. They build tons of these. They just completed Hoover. It's built on a vision of the space. But the blueprints is actually what says, here's where the power hookups are. Here's where the water hookups are. Here's all of these specifics that determine how we have to adjust to our side of the building in order to have our layout.
That's right.
So they are finalizing blueprints. We're in contact with them every week. Patrick, sometimes multiple times a week. Patrick is doing an incredible job communicating and staying in touch with them. So we are waiting on those blueprints. As soon as we get that, all of our preliminary stuff is lined up. We have a preliminary drawing. The architect is in place. We'll put that in their hands, and they'll begin to put together our 3D models. We're going to have you all will be able to see the building visually in a 3D model before we even begin construction.
Yeah.
Which will be awesome. The second thing is that we are waiting on them to line up demo. So their contact will be the ones to do the entire demo process in the building, not our contractor. But once they do demo, as Dahl said, put our wall that divides our spaces. At that point, then our contractors take the ball and they begin the process of doing all that they do.
That's correct.
So, but we are very close, very, very close. We're getting updates every week. Lots of good communication going, which is good. So we feel very confident in the process. Another thing, Dawes, people have been asking a lot, can we do stuff? What can we do? We want to get in there and we want to work and we want to be a part of it. Sure. So let's talk about that a little bit so that people have a good understanding. We've got just a couple of minutes before the countdown starts on Facebook. Tell us just a little bit about the opportunities people will have to help.
Yeah, so there's going to be opportunities. Obviously, anything that we can do that saves time and money, we want to do ourselves. But obviously, that's going to determine timing, and resource is going to determine that. Sure. So we want to be done as quick as possible and efficiently as possible and as professionally as possible. So things that we just can't do, we're going to leave to the professionals. Things that we can accomplish and that doesn't slow down the timeline and does save us resource, we're probably going to get our hands dirty and get in there. Things like platforms, some of the flooring potentially, what that looks like. There are lots of things. There'll be a whole list of things that we can get our hands in and get to work on. So if you have that skill, there's going to be room for you to come and serve.
Yeah. So here's what we're talking about. Our contractors, building walls, sheetrock, electrical, plumbing, those types of things will be handled by the professionals, the ACs. They'll come in, run ductwork. They'll do all those types of things. We will have the ability to paint, to decorate, to hang TVs, to run some of the, technical things like things going to mother's room and hooking up TVs and monitors and all the kids' church stuff, putting all those things together, all of our nursery rooms together, our students' facility, moving furniture into the building, arranging things the way that we want it, getting cafe set up and ready, getting chairs in the auditorium, all of these types of things that have to be done. It's the fun stuff. It's making it home. We will all have the ability to do that. So we're excited about that. Jamie Wayman, I know Jamie wants to come in and do floors again, and I'm joking. He's saying praying no glue on the floor because Jamie helped us work many hours in Columbiana getting those
grinding that floor. And unfortunately, there's lots of tile on that floor. There will be glue that has to be removed, but we're going to try to get like some kind of Zamboni that we can drive on, not have to push behind the old mule and plow situation.
Yep. Good morning, Mama and Mia. I love it. We're glad that you're on here with us this morning. So good to see you at Cultivate Church. Hey, look, guys, it's 10:26. That means the countdown is on at Facebook. And then we also have at 10:30, we'll be live on YouTube. And then you can also check us out at cultivatechurch.online.church. It's my favorite place to watch church online, cultivatechurch.online.church. You can tune in there. It's a really great place to invite your friends. So right now, everybody go, share, invite. And if you're watching on Facebook, listen, comment. Let's talk together. Let's engage in the word today. If you're watching it Church Online at cultivatechurch.online.church. You can comment there as well. We love all of you guys and miss you all so incredibly much.